Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on Morning Markets on Monday, the 13th of November. Today, we'll look back at how asset markets ended last week and also look to the downgrade of the US sovereign outlook. Equity markets ended the week slightly better than the previous discussion that we had on Thursday in terms of the weakness that we saw there. But really the main event happened after we had left the office on Friday, when we had Moody's downgrade their outlook for US sovereign debt, taking that down from stable to negative. Really interesting that this follows on the back of the discussion that we talked about a couple of months ago when Fitch in the middle of the summer downgraded their outlook as well. And certainly something to think about in terms of the commentary that Moody's made, and it really talks about that intersection of politics and the economy, and really talking about the increased polarisation in the US politics and how that is likely to impact markets as we look to the future. So certainly something there of note, and certainly as we look to this week, it's very pertinent because we do run the risk of a federal government shutdown in the US as we get towards the end of the week. So that interaction between politics and the economy, very evident this week. Also this week, when we look to the week ahead, what can we be focusing in on and what will we be discussing? Very much on the inflation trajectory, both as it relates to the US and the UK. Firstly, looking at the US, really, when we think about some of the commentary that we heard last week from Fed Chair Powell, it will be important to see how the US inflation number comes out and whether that supports a growing narrative in markets of that's the end of the interest rate cycle in the US, or will we see another interest rate hike? In the UK, again, a very important data point given the ongoing debate that there appears to be between the Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey and the Chief Economist Hugh Pill in terms of their views, which are slightly divergent as we heard last week. What we're looking for in terms of the UK inflation is that we should hopefully see inflation at its lowest level in 2 years at 4.8% year on year. That will be down from that 6.7% level that we saw in September. I'll leave it there for today, but please do join us again tomorrow.